Hello gamers and welcome to another deck building video. I've already introduced it, it's the second Panzergrenadier-Division, and this is my deck after playing around with it a little bit in 1v1 and 2v2, mainly with my training buddy Flix. Also a quick announcement, on the 14th and 15th of May there will be a tournament hosted by the Simulated Divisions League. Both SDL Division 2 and WARNO will be played. There will be possibly some show matches with the developers on Sunday as well. So check that out. I'll post a link in the description of this video. It's a charity tournament. So now with regards to the second Panzergrenadier Division, I do have two command vehicles. I went for the Sultan and the Fuchs. Yeah, I could have gone for this one as well. Let me quickly activate that. The speed ain't as good on the German vehicle, so I went for the Belgian one. Also, it's unique. I went for two munitions cards. This is currently pretty much standard, but in particular, if you want to reload helicopters, you need so many supplies. In the infantry tab, you need lots of infantry. So I've got the Jäger infantry. It's a very beefy 11-man squad with a Panzerfaust, and I'm a Jäger, so I try to put Jäger units into my deck. And actually I've got a Fallschirmjäger, so a different type of Jäger here. The normal version with the Panzerfaust, and then I've got the AT Fallschirmjäger squad. And I can forward deploy these. I tried to play around a little bit with the helicopters. You can potentially rush your opponent with them, but because you can already forward deploy them, it's not really necessary, I think. If you want to do some shenanigans later in the game and don't use your Fallschirmjäger for initial deployment, it's possibly better to use the helicopters. So it really depends on your game plan for the matchup or for the division in general. Yeah, I also noticed the importance of good CQC squads. Well, this is mediocre, but still decent. And they've got a Transport Fuchs Milan, so that's helpful. Best gather them and group them. Then I've got some flamethrowers. The range is only 530 meters, but you might really need it in forest fights and also in city fights. Again with the Transport Fuchs Milan. And there's another one with a Milan, and this time it's the normal Pioneer with a satchel charge. Be aware of the very short range. So if you Q move them, they won't use their satchel charges, because they will stop and start firing out of range. In a building fight, when someone occupies the building next to you, you can deploy that. That's how I'm going to use them. Again, you know, with the Milan, it's got 5 ground-to-ground missiles as opposed to like none for just 5 points more. So yeah, and then the Marder is an incredibly good infantry fighting vehicle. It also comes with an autocannon. So obviously I had to put in some Panzergrens, and I did. And this Panzergren squad comes in the Unimog, and that's a mistake. It has to come in the Milan, obviously. The mistake was caused by me having this activated, and if you have that activated, sometimes you can't. Now you can see I can't click back on this one. So be careful with that. So here we go. Artillery tab. Artillery currently ain't very strong in my opinion. Even if you put lots of artillery fire on one position, it doesn't really do much. Maybe a little bit of suppression, a little bit, not that much. So currently I don't think it's worth taking. So there's even one activation point open here. But I did go for this howitzer gun, you know, for some counter battery, and I decided to go for the Mars in case I want to shoot at some infantry clutter or maybe suppress a town or something like that. It should shoot smoke as well. Not 100% sure now. Tank type is quite strong. I decided to focus on the Leopard's 2A3. I put it to elite. Is it elite? No, to veteran status. Trained veteran elite. To veteran status. And then the Leopard 1A5 is currently very cost efficient. It's got very decent gun. Only 80 points. So they have to come as veterans. And then I've got the Belgian CRVT striker. I've also put it to veteran status because of the accuracy. It goes above 50%, and the idea kind of is to use like 2 of them to have a decent chance of taking out a tank, and maybe follow your Leopards with them as well. So like 1 tank, 2 Leopards or something, 1 Leopard and 2 strikers, for example. And there I might actually start trying to properly use the combat groups, because if you have just 1 CRVT striker, it'll just get killed, so there's no point in bringing 1 usually. Maybe in a very good defensive position with lots of range opportunities. Here I did go for the Scorpion. It's did I or did I not? Yeah, I think I did, because it's got a tank gun, medium machine gun, and yeah, it's cheap. Then Jägeraufklärer, because I think they're really good for their price. 11 guys, Panzerfaust, and then the Fallschirmjäger for forward deployment. They also come in the ILTIS. The Lux is a really good car and can also counter like BMPs a bit, or in general lighter vehicles. And then this is actually not a fighting. I might throw the Scorpion out eventually and get the helicopter, not sure. Now this one can't fight, but it's got exceptional optics, and so I want to make good use of that, or at least try to. Most they have good, very good, very good, good, very good. So exceptional is very rare. AA tab, I've got the veteran Fliegerfaust to at least buff the accuracy a little bit, but now consider if you fight against an armored MiG, for example, with let's say 2 armor, and then you make 4 damage. So actually you make 2 damage, and you need to hit. So that basically means you need to hit, and they've got 10 health. So you basically need to hit them like 5 times, and because of the long reload, or the slow rate of fire rather, you need like 5 of these guys to take out a MiG, or at least to have a chance to take out a MiG. Yeah, so they're not very good. Against helicopters, they are obviously decent, but yeah, you need to bring 2 or 3 of them at the same time, or maybe support them with a Gepard. Your only other AA option, so AA is very weak in the stack. Also, it's got a radar. It's radar operated, guidance radar, which means you need to be very careful with SEAT planes, and you need to micro them and switch off your weapons. You can use the hotkey H to hold fire, but if you group all of them and then give a move order to one of them, all of the Gepards will move. That's a bit weird, and not just a single one. Yeah, not sure. Need to work on my micro, I guess, and check that out a little bit more. Yeah, so you need to micro them. Other than that, they are decent. Range is 3 kilometers, which ain't too bad. Supply costs are minimal. Yeah, not too bad. It's actually quite a good weapon. Then here I went for the cheap, not the cheapest, AT helicopter just in case. In the air tab I went for 2 cards of Tornadoes, because you just want those 7k air-to-air missile range. And I did go for Widowmaker. It's a unique unit, and yeah, and I think having a better chance to take out specific high value targets can be very helpful with 30 penetration. I also went for a tornado with some unguided bomblets, or unguided bombs and their bomblets, just to do some suppression before push, for example. I've got high ECM, so I hope they are quite decent, and I need to try around and work with those different fighter planes, fighter bomber planes, so I decided to give them a shot. This is my deck. Let me know what you think in the comments, and maybe see you on the battlefield. Until then, bye for now.